He is so stinking good. Wow. It's just like the clarity in the tone mixed with the vocal like prowess of being able to use all the notes in his arsenal just so clearly in between a notes. Like, it's just so good. Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Nick Flip. I am a composer and a vocalist, and we are going to be watching Hamilton part number 7. We are flying through. We are after the start of Act 2, and Hamilton has been doing some questionable stuff. Especially for me, I think what he's doing is pretty trash. I am not happy with our main character. Our protagonist is really making me upset. He's spaghetti. So with that in mind, we're going to continue. If you aren't subbed to the channel, you should definitely consider it because we're going to be watching a lot of different musicals. And if you have a recommendation, you can always join the Patreon and give us your recommendation. And we can possibly do it in the next video. Got to do another one. A new poll is going to be up pretty darn soon. For people on YouTube, it's probably already up. So take a look on the Patreon if you're interested in supporting the content while also deciding what happens next in the channel. And we have a cool musical that we're writing, so if you ever want to support that too, it's going to be on the Patreon. So with that in mind, let's take a look. We have, I don't even know what's next. I've never seen this, so I have no clue what's going on. You guys are all hyping it up though. So it's going to be good. I know it's going to be good because all of it so far has been pretty darn good. Let me turn myself up a little bit. Okay, there we go. I can hear myself better. All right, let's get going. Here we go. No. All right, so he's paying off. Classic politician, by the way. Am I right, everybody? Trumpets.
Mr. Secretary.
Mr. Burr, sir.
Hey, did you hear the news about good old General Mercer?
No.
You know Claremont Street?
Yeah.
They renamed it after him. The Mercer legacy is secure.
Sure.
And all he had to do was die.
Now that's a lot less work.
We ought to give it a try.
Matthew Mercer, great D&D player. Sorry,
Now,
I heard the word Mercer.
That plan through?
I guess I'm gonna finally have to listen to you.
That's not like you.
Talk less. Smile more. Do whatever it takes to get my plan on the Congress floor.
Ends justify the means.
Madison and Jefferson are Mercer.
It's pretty much what he's been saying.
The sin love the sinner.
Hamilton.
I'm sorry, Burr, I gotta go.
Oh, but
decisions are happening over dinner.
It sounds like the what's it? Oh, as long as I got my suit and tie.
Virginians and an immigrant walk into a room diametrically opposed foes. They emerge with a compromise, having opened doors that were previously closed.
This is a very different song from the other songs.
Emerges with unprecedented financial power, a system he can
Ooh,
shape
the nasty cello.
The
background. The cello in this musical is very aggressive.
Here's the pièce de résistance.
French.
No one else was in the room where it happened. The room where it happened. The room where it happened. No one else was in the room where it happened.
Awesome.
The room where it happened. The room where it happened. No one really knows how the game is played. The art of the
I love these like
sausage gets made.
really jazzy songs.
But no one else is in the room where it happens.
This is sick. Tell me you don't hear as long as I got my suit and tie. I'm gonna hear it every time, I swear to you.
Alexander was on Washington's doorstep one day in distress and disarray. Alexander said,
I've nowhere else to turn.
and basically begged me to join the fray.
That's
Madison
unlike
and said,
Hamilton.
I know you hate him, but let's hear what he has to say. Well, I arranged the meeting. I arranged the menu, the venue, the seating.
But no one else was in the room where it happened. The room where it happened. The room where it happened.
So anything could happen.
No one else was in the room where it happened. The room where it happened. The room where it happened. No one really knows how the parties get yes. The pieces that are sacrificed in every game of chess.
Dude, this is so good. It's just so good. The rhythm, the offbeat stuff, it just hits so hard. Well written. My goodness. It's so smooth. At the same time, it's aggressive. So good.
No one else is in
The background
where
stuff.
it happens.
As long as
Madison is grappling with the fact that not every issue can be settled by committee. Congress is fighting over where to put the capital.
It's so nasty.
It isn't pretty.
I see what's going on, by the way. I'm reading the words.
Invites, and Madison responds with Virginian insight.
Maybe we can solve one problem with another and win a victory for the Southerners. In other words, a quid pro quo.
What I would like to ask is, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that Madison is reflecting, I could be wrong, the will of the South. Jefferson as well? And Hamilton and Burr represent the North. Well, Burr, it seems, is kind of like the middle ground. But they're at odds in this regard.
Suppose. Wouldn't you like to work a little closer to home?
Actually, I would.
Well, I propose the Potomac.
And you'll
Potomac.
provide him his vote.
Well, we'll see how it goes.
Let's go.
Little pro quo. Little corruption. I love this. Wow. Burr taking center stage. Really?
What did they say to you to get you to tell New York City that did Washington know about the dinner? Was there presidential pressure to dilute?
Oh my God, it's so good.
Even then, it doesn't matter where you put the U.S. Capitol.
Because we'll have the
Do you hear the vibraphone? Is a vibraphone in the background? I'm gonna back up. Just listen to that vibraphone. What the heck? Where did that come from? It's so mysterious sounding. Because this whole thing apparently is very mysterious. What's awesome is that they're representing a part of history that is probably unaccounted for. I don't know too much about it, but maybe the comments can tell me about it. By the way, comment on the video if you have something that I'm missing or you notice that I'm not talking about or something. I enjoy the comments. They're really awesome. As much as sometimes they're like, you know what, you're just terrible. That's fine. That's fine. But I just love reading about like you guys talking about the music, and it's interesting to me. Very interesting. I read all of them. Yeah, maybe there's something left out in the history books, and Lyndon Marama is outlining that in this story. It's really cool. He's using the music.
I know about the dinner. Was there presidential pressure to dilute?
A mysterious dinner.
Even then, it doesn't matter where you put the U.S. Capitol.
Because we'll have the banks. We're in the same spot.
You got more than you gave.
And I wanted what I got. When you got skin in the game, you stay in the game. But you don't get a win unless you play in the game.
Growling
you get love
trumpet,
for
like,
it. You get hate for it.
for a
You
trombone,
get
I
nothing
think.
if you wait for it, wait for it, wait. God help and forgive
They're taking
me.
the,
I wanna build something that's
The other theme, and now it's now the background beat.
What do you want? If you stand for nothing, what do you fall for?
I wanna be in the room where it happens. The room where it happens.
We gotta speak up, Burr. You gotta speak up.
Wanna be in the room where it happens. The room where it happens.
So stinking smooth, man. This is so stinking smooth. Builds that all the way up, pulls it right back down. Oh, his true desires being laid flesh. Look at the dancers just showing the desire of him. This is what he wants so bad. We've not heard him do this kind of singing yet. Or this dancing. Oh my gosh.
Hold your nose and close your eyes.
Oh.
Don't get a say on what they trade away.
The growl.
But we dream in the dark for the most part. I've got to be in the room. I've got to be I've got to be I've got to be in the room.
Look at him go.
I gotta be in the room. Click boom.
Nasty. How interesting. Look at just real quick. Take a look at this and think about the first, like the pose for Hamilton, right? The finger up, and Burr, the finger down. That's really interesting. Wow. I don't think they're opposites in idea, but they are opposites in mode to get there, which is really interesting that they paint them. It's just so opposites. even though they're not. I don't think they're that different. They're not so different, you and I. Oh my gosh, that song. Wow. I've never heard any anything about that song. My goodness. And the aggressiveness of Burr singing there. We heard him in the different song with within his falsetto register, just going, super light, sing, beautifully. And in this one, we finally get the growl going on in his voice, and he's got some power. All right, let's keep going. Here we go. It's just awesome. That was a bop. And story-wise, some people don't think I'm following along. I'm very much following along the story. Okay, I just want you guys to know that. I'm locked in here, okay? The first episode, first 20 minutes of any musical is you got to catch up. You got to figure out what's going on. You're just thrown into a new world, and you got to figure it out. But one thing I have a problem with is I also have to figure out what the composer is trying to send to me as its audience. So when I say sometimes I'm confused, I'm not confused in the story. The story is pretty narratively created. But the harder things are the underlying ideas that the composer is trying to convey in the music. And that's what I sometimes get confused about. Why did you do that? Why did you throw that little lick in there? Every decision that a composer makes is purposeful. There's no accidents in composition. People assume that, maybe he thought, no, he did that. He took time to write that, right? So that's where I get why did he do that? Why did he paint that picture? That's confusing me, right? So sometimes I try to word that and it doesn't come across. So that's what I sometimes get confused about. That was an awesome song, by the way. That was 4 minutes.
Look, Grandpa's in the paper. War hero Philip Schuyler loses Senate seat to young upstart Aaron Burr.
Schuyler. We lost to Schuyler.
Lost his seat in the Senate.
Oh.
Sometimes that's how it goes.
Wait, Grandpa? Wait. Hamilton's dad? Right? Hamilton's dad was in the Senate? Is that right? I didn't know that. And he got out by Burr?
I'm sure he already knows.
Yeah, he plays.
Further down.
Oh, I like that. Further down. That's sweet.
New York.
Burr,
I love these
since
runs
when are
with
you a
strings.
Democratic Republican?
Since being one put me on the up and up again.
No one knows who you are or what you do.
They don't need to.
But he's
know
gotta
you.
get in
They
the
don't
room.
Like you.
Excuse me?
Oh, Wall Street thinks you're great. You'll always be adored by the things you create, but upstate, people think you're crooked. The Schuyler seat was up for grabs, so I took it.
So Burr is more now representing the North, where Hamilton is being viewed as to be in the room with the Southerners, to be compromised by Burr. At least that's what he's conveying. So that's interesting. So now we have a North versus South divide, but Hamilton kind of caught in the middle. And his track record the last couple episodes hasn't been great.
You changed parties to run against my father-in-law.
Change parties to seize the opportunity I saw.
Father-in-law.
I swear your
Okay.
pride will be the
In-law.
death of a soul.
In-law.
Beware.
Got it. The Schuyler
Yours
sister.
before the fall.
Right.
These
Don't yell at me in the
are on
comments.
table. France is on the
We got
verge
another
of
rap
war.
battle, baby. Here we go.
Now,
Discourse
do we
coming
commit
out.
money and aid to our French allies, or do we stay out of it?
His glasses, though.
Remember, my decision on this matter
He's getting older.
is not subject to congressional approval. The only
I like
one
the
you have
synths.
to convince is me.
Bam.
Secretary Jefferson, you have the floor, sir.
When we were on death's door, when we were needy, we
Ooh.
made a promise. We signed a treaty.
True.
We needed money and guns and half a chance. Who provided those funds?
France.
In return, they didn't ask for land. Only a promise that we'd lend a hand and stand with them if they fought against oppressors. And revolution is messy, but now is the time to stand. Stand with our brothers as they fight against tyranny. I know that Alexander Hamilton is here and he would rather not have this debate.
Wow.
I'll remind you that he is not Secretary of State. He knows nothing of loyalty. Smells like new money, dresses like fake royalty. Desperate to rise above his station, everything he does betrays the ideals of our nation.
So that's bars, first of all. That's actual bars. I love that. It flowed super well. Nothing stuck out. But what he is conveying is the revolution, in a nutshell, of creating the Constitution. People, a lot of, especially the South, really hated the idea of a federalized government. They are like, we're just creating another problem for us down the line. And people still think that to this day, is that if you centralize power, that's where problems arise. And that was a very, very articulate way to describe that problem. and he's using Hamilton as a representative of that problem. But it's funny because Hamilton was completely against that. So I'm interested to hear how he responds to this, because he's being labeled as the federal government problem, but he doesn't represent that actually. But he is proposing that there is a unified power. So let's see how he navigates this. This is a great argument from former Lafayette Thomas Jefferson.
Hey, and if you don't know, now you know, Mr. President.
Thank you, Secretary Jefferson.
Which he didn't know.
Secretary
he doesn't know he was this.
Your response.
It's a rap battle.
You must be out of your goddamn mind if you think the president is gonna bring the nation to the brink of meddling in the middle of a military mess, a game of chess where France is queen and kingless. We signed a treaty with the king whose head is now in a basket. Would you like to take it out and ask it? Or should we honor our treaty, King Louis's head? Do whatever you want. I'm super dead.
Okay.
Enough.
Petty.
Hamilton
Little petty.
Right.
Mr. President.
I mean, that wasn't very convincing to me. That was very, like, making a joke out of a serious argument. In my opinion, if we're going to get into the actual political nature, some of you guys are like, comment more on the story. You want me to comment more on the story? Okay, fine. I don't like that argument. That's a weak argument, okay? It's weak tea, folks.
Fragile to start
Not to use a
another
British
fight.
term.
Sir, do we not fight for freedom?
Sure, when the French figure out who's gonna lead them,
The people are
the
leading.
people are rioting. There's a difference.
The MC
Frankly,
is
it's a
on the
little
side
plain.
of Hamilton.
Ideals blind you to reality.
He's fighting the battle.
Hamilton, sir, draft a statement of neutrality. Yes, sir.
Did
That
you
wasn't a
forget,
battle.
Lafayette?
What?
Have you an ounce of regret?
Wait, did he go?
You
Did,
accumulate debt. You
Did
accumulate
Lafayette
power.
die?
Yet in their hour of need, you forget.
Lafayette's a smart man, he'll be fine. And before he was your friend, he was mine. If we try to fight in every revolution in the world, we never stop. Where do we draw the line?
So
that's a,
quick-witted.
we've heard the
Alas,
term
I
"where do we
admit,
draw the
I
line"
bet
many
you were quite a
times.
lawyer.
My defendants
Slippery
got
slope
acquitted.
argument.
Well, someone ought to remind you.
What?
You're nothing without Washington behind you.
Hamilton.
Daddy's calling.
Ooh. Ooh. Hit him with it. Ooh. This again.
Be nice. It
Bass
must be
synth.
nice to have Washington.
wait. He just like, who's this guy coming over here and just start talking with me? I don't know if you guys have ever run into a situation like that where you're just minding your own business, doing something, and then someone will just overtly insert themselves into whatever you're doing. It's just like, I'll just be ordering something, and like, you know, it's not really the best thing you could get. It's like, you know, I just want a sandwich. Leave me alone.
It must be nice. It must be nice to have Washington on your side. It must be nice. It
This
must
weird
be
background.
nice to have Washington on your side.
Every action has its equal opposite reaction. Thanks to
Different
Hamilton,
beat.
our cabinet's fractured into factions. Try not to crack under the stress. We're breaking down like fractions. We smack each other in the press and we don't print retractions. I get no satisfaction witnessing his fits of passion. The way he primps and preens and presses like the hits of fashion. Our poorest citizens, our farmers, live ration to ration as Wall Street robs them blind
True.
in search of chips to cash in. This prick is
How
asking.
so? Can I just how long after the revolution is this? Like, how do this is like? It's funny because like a lot of people, like I said, a lot of people would make the same argument today, but like, how long is this? Like 10 years after, 20 years after the revolution, and he's already describing like what could be a main stage problem in like societies across the world. That's crazy.
For someone to bring him to task. Somebody give me some dirt on this vacuous mass so we can
Ooh,
at last
triplets.
unmask him. I'll pull the trigger on him. Someone load the gun and cock it. While we were all
Little
watching,
swung.
he got Washington in his pocket. It must be nice.
Ooh.
It must be nice. To have Washington on your side. It must be nice. It must be nice.
Really interesting
To
harmonies.
have Washington on your side. Look back at the Bill of Rights, which I wrote. The ink hasn't dried.
You let him know.
It
Madison.
must be nice. It must be
We had to amend it
nice.
many times.
To have Washington on your side.
So he's
Oh,
doubled
I
the
like
size
that
of the
three-part harmony.
government. Wasn't the trouble with much of our previous government size?
Triple,
Look in
the
his
triple, the
eyes.
See
triple.
how he lies.
Follow the scent of his enterprise.
Centralizing
Totally different with the
national
triplet
credit and
rhythms.
Making American
Oh.
credit competitive.
If we don't stop it, we ain't in a better.
I have to resign.
Somebody has to stand up for the South.
Or somebody has to stand up to his mouth.
If there's a fire you're trying to douse, you can't put it out from inside the house. I'm in the cabinet, I am complicit.
fair enough.
Watching him grabbing at power and kissing it. Washington isn't gonna listen to disciplined dissidents. This is the difference. This kid is out.
Oh, the drop beat on 2. 1. Oh, it's so sick with the triplets. Tell me you don't hear Maui from Moana. Kid, honestly, I can go on and on. I can get. Listen, that is this line right here. This is the Maui line where he hits the bridge triple the time.
I have to resign.
Somebody has to stand up for the
Not too far
South.
back.
Somebody has to stand up to his mouth.
Triplets.
There's a fire you're trying to douse. You can't put it out from inside the house. I'm in the cabinet. I am complicit in watching him grabbing at power and kissing it. Washington isn't gonna listen to disciplined dissidents. This is the difference. This kid is out.
Yeah.
Somebody we chose.
Love that.
Show these federalists who they're up against. Southern mother, Democratic Republicans.
They got a movement.
Every second the treasury grows. We follow the money and see where it leads.
Yeah.
And the weeds look for the seeds of Hamilton's misdeeds. It must
It's crazy. So, did Hamilton create the National Treasury? Is that what they're talking about? Like the Federal Reserve? Because it is interesting that the Federal Reserve in America is like a governing body in itself. Like it's crazy how much power it has over the currency of the United States. It's just interesting. If you don't know anything about American politics, it's very interesting. I didn't know Hamilton was in charge of like writing up that. And what an interesting like commentary on it. I didn't know. Is this all true? Like, let me know. I don't know. I'm interested. Wow.
be nice.
It's so cool. I love historical plays and musicals. They're so interesting. That's why I'm writing one.
See where it goes.
It must be nice. It must be nice.
Nice.
The emperor has no clothes.
Oh, you tell
We
him.
won't be invisible. We won't be denied. Still
George Washington's outfits are just getting better and better, folks.
to have Washington on your side.
Mr. President, you asked to see me.
This theme we've heard before. I think it was the Spy theme. I think, right? Dum, dum, da. It was in the bass line before, but now it's in the piano.
It must be nice
It's a very bright piano,
to
mind you.
have Washington on your side.
Mr. President, you asked to see me.
I know you're busy.
What do you need, sir? Sir?
I want to give you a word of warning.
Sir, I don't know what
There's
you
the bass.
heard, but whatever it is, Jefferson started it.
Thomas
That brings me
Jefferson
back to the car
resigned
rides with
this
my brother.
morning.
You're kidding.
I need a favor.
Whatever you say, sir, Jefferson will pay for his behavior.
Talk
Dirtiest
I'll use
thief.
the press, I'll write under a pseudonym. You'll see what I can do to him.
Take
I
that
need you
theme.
to draft an address.
Yes, he resigned. You can finally speak your mind.
No, he's stepping down so he can run for president.
Ha! Good luck defeating you, sir.
I'm stepping down, I'm not running for president.
I'm sorry, what?
I didn't know Washington and Jefferson were on like against each other. I didn't know that. Wow, this is like painting history in a totally different light to me. This is crazy. I just like when I think of the founding fathers and like all like the first like I guess like 15 presidents, which I know nothing about, right? I just know nothing about this stuff. I know enough about it that I can talk like this about it, but it's not good enough. I just think of them all as buddy and just all just looking out for the best in the country. But I forget, like, there is a crud ton of dissonance going on with that time, especially like in the founding. It's crazy. This is all just a very interesting way to put it. So cool. It dramatizes it. Ooh, gee, I got such a good singer. Such a good singer.
Let's take a break tonight and then we'll teach him how to say goodbye.
Such a good singer.
Goodbye, you and I want to talk about
Dude, he's so
Sir,
good.
with
With this
Britain and
beat.
France on the verge of war, is this the best
I
time
want to warn against partisan fighting. Pick up a pen, start writing. I want to talk about what I have learned. The hard one.
Dude,
wisdom
it's
I
the
have
clearest
earned.
tone.
As far as the people
Wow.
are concerned, you have to serve. You could continue
No, one last time.
No. He is so stinking good. Wow. It's just like the clarity in the tone mixed with the vocal like prowess of being able to use all the notes in his arsenal just so clearly in between and those, like, it's just so good. Everything has a purpose. It's so clean. It's just so clean. That's a great way to put this singer. I don't even know his name. Washington. The cleanest tone. Wow. It's just crystal right through. It's like when you go to like Europe and you go to like Greece and you can see right through the water. It's like a different beast. It's so different. It's awesome. Wow. It's funny because like there's embellishment, there's like belting, there's different kinds of singing and stuff, but there's something about the respectable, clear tone and dexterity between notes that it hits so good.
As far as the people are concerned, you have to serve. You could continue to serve.
No, one last time. The people will hear from me one last time. And if we get this right, we're gonna teach them how to say goodbye.
Oh, he's so good. Oh, he's locked in.
They will see we're strong.
And by the way, you can feel he's holding back, which is what makes it even better because you know he's gonna go off at some point in this song. He's just crushing.
So I'll use it to move them along.
Why do you have to say
He's holding back.
If I say goodbye, the nation learns to move on. It outlives me when I'm gone. Like the scripture says, everyone shall sit under their own vine and fig tree, and no one shall make them afraid. They'll be safe in the nation we've made.
Yeah.
I want to sit under my own vine and fig tree.
You've done enough.
Moment alone in the shade. At home.
Go guitar.
In this nation we've made. One last time. One last time.
The guitar. The stinking electric guitar. Electric keyboard. Jazzy R&B.
Though in reviewing the incidents of my administration, I am unconscious of intentional
No, Washington,
error.
I have to
I'm
hear another
nevertheless
song. If that was the last song from Washington, it's gonna hurt. That was so good. Oh, he is so talented. It's amazing. I have to end the video, but wow. I don't even know if this is the right time, but I have to end it. It's time. That was good. He's just so good. It's just like crazy, the talent in this cast. It's amazing. It's amazing. Each talented for different reasons. Crazy. And of course, this one right here, the genius behind it. The mastermind behind it all. All right, that's going to be the video. Folks, if you enjoy the video, please consider supporting. Hit that sub button on the YouTube. It really does help us a ton. Leave a comment. Say something you like or hated. And thumbs up the video because it all just helps the algorithm. I don't have a lot of views. I'm pretty new in content creation. But seriously, you guys watching this video, you hearing my voice right now, I appreciate you a ton. Okay, thank you so much for being here. I really do value you. So that's going to be the video. Thank you all so much. Hit the sub button. So consider joining the Patreon. And I will catch you all on the flip side. Thanks again for watching. And hope you enjoy the next video. Bye-bye. And a huge thank you to all of my patrons. All of you make this possible. I appreciate all the support.
The flip, the flop, the flippity flip, the flipsy T, Flippinator. You got the flip on the left, you got the flip on the right. That's the flip, man. The flip.